You ever wonder why some Latinos disrespect Black Americans? Well, this is going to be a 10-minute workshop titled Why Some Latinos Disrespect Black Americans, and a deep dive into anti-Blackness in the Latin culture. Now, I'm going to tell you right out, this is not a video to cause division. It's a call for truth and healing. But we got to talk about something that's real, family. Latinos, we got to pull this Band-Aid. Let's just talk about it. Why do some people in the Latin community look down on Black Americans? Why do you love our culture but disrespect us as people? Why is anti-Blackness so deeply rooted even among other people of color? Let's go deeper, beyond the stereotypes. Let's go into the colonial history, the racism, the media brainwashing, and the silence that's been allowed for far too long, because you cannot claim to love hip-hop like some of you Latinos do, soul food, braids, rhythm, and hate the people who birthed it, Black folk. I want to talk about first thing. We hear this all the time. We're all minorities, so we all face the same struggle. That's a lie, and I'm going to explain it to you. Black Americans, first of all, there's a lie that I need to dispel, that Columbus or the slave trade is how Black people got here to the Americas. True, slavery did happen, and Black Africans were brought here. However, Black people were already here in the Americas prior to the slave trade, prior to that lying, scheming Columbus, who did not discover America, by the way. Okay? So we were already here, some. But again, however, there was a large majority of Blacks who were brought here, Africans who were brought here in chains. Our ancestors built this country for free. So that trauma, y'all, Latinos, that trauma didn't end with slavery. It evolved into what? Jim Crow. Some of y'all don't even know what that is, and I'm not going to go into detail with it. Y'all got to educate yourselves, Latinos. You want our help? You need to know our history. It evolved into Jim Crow, mass incarceration, housing discrimination, and police brutality. So many of you in the Latin community, you immigrated to the U.S. by choice, right? For opportunity. And that's a beautiful thing. No one's taking that away from you. But the experience is different. Your experience coming here for opportunity is different from many of our ancestors. Because for one, many Black people were already here in the Americas, and two, many of our ancestors were enslaved Africans who were brought here, prisoners of war. The history is different, our history, y'all. And ignoring that difference is where the harm begins. Let's talk about something else. Latin America's colonial roots is built in anti-Blackness. Let's talk about it. In Latin America, colonizers, right, created something called the Casta System, right? The caste system. This is a racial caste where white Europeans were at the top, as always, because that's what they like. And the Black and indigenous people were placed at the bottom. This system did not disappear. It evolved into generations of colorism, internalized racism, and the idea that whiter is better. And though countries like Brazil, the Dominican Republic, and Cuba received millions of enslaved Africans, many Latinos have been raised to deny or hide their Black roots. And you know it's the truth. I always say this, and I'm not being funny. Some of y'all's hair is nappier than mine. And you still don't want to me no Black. Well, what are you? You damn sure ain't European. The truth is, anti-Blackness didn't come from thin air. It was programmed on colonization, y'all. And some of us are still carrying it, even if we don't realize it. Many of you are still carrying it. You know you're carrying it because I see it myself. I haven't grown up in a bubble. I've been around all diverse groups of people. I hear the talk. Some lighter skinned Latinos, especially in the women, think they're more superior to a darker hue Latina. That's crazy. Some of you even mistreat in that Latin community in your own home. You mistreat some of your children who are darker hue. And you know you do. Part 3. Why some Latinos look down on Black Americans. So why is there so much tension between some Latinos and Black Americans? Some of it is just ignorance, shaped by stereotypes. We've heard them. Black people lazy. We're violent. We're loud. We're ghetto. Always complaining. But yet Latino women They're fiery when they have an attitude. When a black woman expresses herself, she got an attitude. When a Latina woman expresses herself, oh, she's got fire. Come on with that foolishness. The lies don't start in Latin homes. They were taught through white supremacy and the global media. And it's not just the Latin community. I have friends who are from certain parts of Africa, even in Asia. And some of my African friends, when they first met me, they didn't like me because they just believed the stereotype. When they saw I was highly educated, had all this education, and I was a businesswoman, it changed their view of me. Why? Because they came here with preconceived notions from their own government, placed by white supremacy globally, letting them think that all black Americans walk around their pants sagging off their ass and black women getting pregnant. And we know damn well. Come on now. Where did I leave off? Okay. Some Latinos adopted these stereotypes to separate themselves from blackness, especially when trying to fit in or succeed in America, right? Because your proximity to whiteness made you think that you were a success. Because why would you want to be around lazy, shiftless, criminal black people? That mindset doesn't just hurt black Americans. It keeps Latinos disconnected from their own African roots and chained to a system that will never fully embrace them either. I got to repeat that for the people in the back. The mindset that at least I'm not black doesn't just hurt black Americans. It keeps Latinos disconnected from their own African roots and chained to a system that will never fully embrace them, and never embrace you either. So let's talk about the next section, cultural appropriation without solidarity. This is where it gets especially painful. You got people who love our music, you love our black slang, you love our style. Hell, you even saying the N-word. That's why I have an issue with Cardi B using the N-word so much. I don't care how much black penis you take. I don't care how black your children are. You ain't black. And if you are, you need to admit it. But you're not going to walk around here saying the N-word. You say all this, Latinos, but you stay silent when black people are being killed, disrespected, or erased. That's not love. That's theft. You're stealing our culture, but you're not standing up for us. You don't get to dance to our rhythm, but ignore our pain. If you take from black culture, but won't stand with black people, you're not an ally. You're part of the problem. Let's talk about Afro-Latinos, the silence and the bridge. Now let's talk about the ones caught in the middle, Afro-Latinos. Too often they're rejected by both sides. They face anti-blackness in the Latin spaces and are sometimes seen as not black enough in black American spaces. So black people, let's talk and have a serious conversation too. For lack of a better phrase, we got some shit with us too. But right now, we're not putting our shit on Front Street. That's another video I'm gonna do. Right now, we're gonna let these Latinos know we see them. But Afro-Latinos are a bridge, proof that blackness and Latin are not opposites. They challenge the lies that Latin equals light skin and that black equals only African American. Their stories, their visibility, and their voices matter. These Afro-Latinos, their voices matter. They must be centered in this conversation. So what needs to happen next, y'all? What do we do about this? It starts with the truth. If you're Latino and you've inherited anti-black beliefs, challenge them. Unlearn what you were taught and don't pass it on. If you're Afro-Latino, speak up. Your experience is valid. You don't have to shrink yourself to make others comfortable. If you're Black American, let's continue protecting our culture, setting boundaries and educating without losing our compassion. And as far as solidarity, it doesn't mean sameness. It means standing together without erasing each other's pain. So listen, if my videos, you learning anything, that's a good thing. Because if you're watching this and you leaving yourself a little angry, if you're Latino, then good. Because I hit a nerve. And if you are an ally and you do recognize and you are not one of these whitewashed Latinos who believe that white is better, then that's great. Continue to share the message. But you got to educate yourselves, Latinos. Because as you can see, ignorance will not set you free.